Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Plot Roast, the show where we pick movies and tear them apart for the beauty of what they are. Each movie is picked by our amazing Patreon members, and if they don't pick one week, we might fill that void, Casey and I. But
we'll find a way.
I have a few in the chamber that I think will be a lot of fun. That I'm really cultivating too.
Working on them.
But our first one is a good one.
It's a classic.
And that is 1987's Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited, man. Are you ready for this?
Well, of course. You've got to be.
So
I'm here for it, man. It's Mannequin. It's Andrew McCarthy at some of his finest. Kim Cattrall just blowing up on the scene, man.
You know, I thought this was probably one of the most whitewashed films I've ever seen up until today when I happened to watch Three Ninjas. But we'll get to that.
Whoa. First of all, she's Hebrew, potentially. And Hebrews were in Egypt.
You're stretching pretty hard.
Stretch. They were slaves, but some of them were elevated to different status.
Yeah, I think you're all right. First off,
look, it's possible. I'm saying there's a plausibility. There is a 0.001% chance that there could have been a Kim Cattrall-like looking person in Egypt at some point.
I beg to differ. This guy has had so many jobs. So many jobs.
But not for long.
No, it's for like a day. And I don't even, and like, here's the thing. Like, I've had a lot of jobs. I've never been fired like this guy has this much. But can I just say, like, it's pretty odd that he has this many jobs that it constitutes a montage, one of many in this film. A montage.
It is a montage-heavy film, as it should be.
Yeah, and he just, like, I get if you're just not right for the position. Whatever. You're not right for it. Fine, we're figuring it out. He's got to figure out his life. Seems like a young guy. I can get past that. But it's the array of jobs that he has.
Yeah, like the failed pizza guy. Chef.
Failed pizza guy.
Who he gets assaulted by his boss, by the way. That was problematic. This film was very problematic. Apparently in the 80s, and especially in New York, everyone was going to get beat up.
So problematic. The fact that, he gets, not only does he get assaulted by his boss, but he gets like berated by them too. Like one boss calls him dumb.
Yeah.
And fires, and like he's so obsessed, all he wants to do is work on the mannequin.
Yeah, that's really weird. He gets really into this one mannequin. Like he's hardcore into this. Kim
Cattrall is a very underrated
actress.
No, actor.
Back in those days, we called them actress. And if we're going to be talking about mannequins,
if we're going to be problematic
as it is, we're all going to join with the problematic side. So let's make distinctions.
To get a job.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's getting a lot of pressure from his awful girlfriend, Roxy, who, through the fullness of time, I believe Roxy has her own problems. She's had her own struggles, and maybe she's not the villainess as much as we want to think. She does a lot of things for the right reasons. She's just kind of a jerk.
She's the only one not enabling him. Everybody else.
Very true.
Okay, so everybody, literally, this is a story about a boy who made a mannequin that was taken over by an Egyptian woman.
Spirit?
Is it a spirit? Like she disappeared.
But she's a woman, but she can like vapor lock herself.
Yeah, so she becomes a mannequin, and
she's a weeping angel.
Maybe, but she didn't act like one. Well, she did fly at one point. She had wings at one point.
Yep.
So this is literally the plot. Like we're not making this up. This is what it is. So Kim Cattrall comes out. This guy's girlfriend is the only one not enabling him. The department store he gets a job at enables him in many different ways.
It's terrible.
Or is trying to murder him. It depends on who the character is that he runs into at this department store. And then the other department store that wants him because his window dressings are amazing, want to give him like the equivalent of $150,000 a year now.
I feel like this whole movie is about a guy who just wants to be able to do acid and be artistic in whatever his role in life is. So whatever career or job he lands, he just wants to be able to do shrooms and see it, like, reach a different world, and then do whatever drugs he's doing to get really into his thing. So that's why it's so also problematic, is because everyone is enabling this young man, once he finds success, to continue doing the drugs.
Like, at one point, his girlfriend's annoyed with him because his motorcycle won't start. He lost another job. He's kind of lazy about it. He's not saying, he's aloof.
Yeah, in this huge loft apartment that I don't know how he got. He's clearly got more money than he's letting on. He's like independently wealthy, but doesn't let anybody know.
I feel like in the 80s, you could just move into a loft and you'd be fine.
It's pretty much what happened. I feel like they were at least 1,000% cheaper.
It's like pay what you can.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, $40 a week, good enough.
Oh, you don't have a job? No worries. We don't credit check. But at one point he's down. He seems like he's down on his luck. His bike won't work. He's pushing it home in the rain. His girlfriend told him she doesn't want to hang out with him that night. He needs to get his shit together.
He's actively in a country song.
So what's the only thing that he really is? What's the only thing that can make this fucker happy?
See you tomorrow.
Why? Why would you see her tomorrow? The line doesn't make any sense, Casey. Why would he see her tomorrow? She's just a mannequin. Do you don't have a job? You want to stop by the department store every day?
Yeah, he's going to go by every day awkwardly and go hang out at this department store. So might as well give him a job if he's going to be there.
Well, no, you see, that's the thing. You're absolutely right. You might as well, if he's just going to be there every day. But he just shows up the next morning. He doesn't go to look for a job. He's not there to look for a job.
Not at all.
He is there to see his mannequin.
Yep.
And this is what happens, and he ends up with a job. This whole thing was bullshit. I'm so mad. This dude, it's like his life is just working out because it's a series of crazy events and twists and turns, and then he gets exactly what he wants in life.
Yeah, of course.
That's the 80s.
What the 80s movies were, man.
No, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these stupid movies with their, oh, yeah, you just fucking fall ass backwards into bullshit. And it's fucking bullshit is what it is. It's bullshit.
I'm glad that Mannequin got you this upset.
It's because I'm so tired. I'm not saying I'm saying it's funny because I'm sitting here bitching and moaning my life is terrible, and I'm not. That's not the case.
No,
but I've been a young in his 20s, aloof human being who worked jobs he didn't want to work, but I did it longer than him. You just didn't
get shuffled through faster. That's all. Some of us got shuffled through faster to these points. Some of us just, took a lot of drugs, and apparently it worked out.
I don't understand this though, dude. He's stupid beyond repair.
Yeah, he's a lot of dumb.
Because he's there for a mannequin, Casey.
But he's also the way he gets fired from every place. He just doesn't understand or is willing to grasp that there are other realities in front of him.
I feel like what happened was when he got the balloon job, and he must have got hit on the head or something. And then the rest of the movie is made up in his mind. For a movie that I was like, this is a fun little romp. I came around and I'm like, no, this movie is a fucking nightmare. Everything.
Well, everything about it is nightmarish. I mean, you have a guy who you should never follow this hero's path. You should never want to emulate or try to pretend to be this guy. Who did this inspire? How many years of there was some degree of person who went, that's it, mannequin. Probably has to happen now. Have you seen Mannequin?
I feel like
maybe, I don't know, but this.
I feel like Lars and the Real Girl and how he gets treated in that movie had to be made to offset the fact that they made 2 of these mannequin fucking movies. And they seem to work. They had to make that to be no, guys, this is how it would really work.
Yeah.
People would think you're weird.
Yeah, fair.
But he's got a best friend in the movie. Probably my favorite character in the movie.
Oh, one of the best characters.
Hollywood. And this is the typical 80s, stereotypical 80s homosexual. And here's the thing, my favorite,
played by the wonderful Meshach Taylor.
Yes, he did a fantastic job.
Crushed it.
Here's the thing. So here's a scene I want to show you, Casey. That like I watched the scene quite a few times now because I'm just like, did he really mean to do this? So Andrew McCarthy's character Jonathan is in trouble because he made a really nice display that people really like. That's it. That's why he's in trouble.
Yeah.
And they have a review board going on whether he should be fired.
Oh,
So
with James Spader, who plays one of the bad guys. Let's not overlook the James Spader bad guy.
James Spader plays such a sleazy character. Before I even play the Hollywood part, I need to show everybody what James Spader looks like.
Weird slime ball, wormy.
$5.
It's not even like this. Isn't even like stereotypical '80s slime ball.
No. It's more than that. It's goofy. It's cartoonish.
Switcher?
He is
What kind of work
ridiculous looking.
And with this little cigarette.
I
mean, I'm not gonna lie, his outfit's fantastic. I would totally be hip. I'd wear that.
I'd like to do something creative.
I mean,
another thing, the fashion in this is fantastic.
Oh my god. Well, then there's definitely show Hollywood then.
That's why we need to get to Hollywood. I was a big fan of what Hollywood was sending out there vibe-wise.
Well, here's the funny thing about Hollywood. In this scene I'm about to show you, he looks like Clarence in the Bill and Ted movie.
Okay.
When he's in the future and they're like doing the thing. Clarence from East Street Band. He looks just like him in this scenario. But he's super stereotypical 80s homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
It astonishes me.
That's how it was done.
Appreciate an emotional appeal, okay?
So he comes to back his buddy up.
To avoid this, but
and he does everything, but even from a normal suit is the way they play this up.
You don't think so? Oh, please don't tell anyone you saw me dressed like this. I have a reputation to uphold.
I love those glasses. What is happening here?
He has a substantial number of glasses.
A demonstration. I will create a media event.
For a demonstration for his friend.
The headline will read,
what is he going to do?
Hollywood flies.
Anybody guess? Go for it. He's going to jump out of the window.
Jump out of a window. He's going to kill himself.
Like literally, if Jonathan didn't stop him here, he would have gone.
You think so?
Yeah, because he says, I'm sorry, I sometimes overreact.
Fair.
It makes no sense. Like, he's going to murder himself in a suicide so his friend keeps his job as the window dresser that he met yesterday, that he met the day before.
That's a big love. And they show that Hollywood grabs that attachment rapidly because nobody really talks to him because they make that very clear, the awkwardness and the lines drawn of, you don't talk to the weirdos, which is why they grow an affinity rapidly when you find out Jonathan's like all up in his mannequin. And
they're supposed to work he's supposed to work at night. Well, Jonathan too. Jonathan ends up working at night with him. So they're supposed to work at night because they're the weird ones. But then it turns out they're making these amazing window displays overnight. And Jonathan somehow, I don't even know what this is. I want to talk to somebody who's run a department store or worked at one in the 80s. Is visual style window stylist an actual thing, and is that a promotion where he gets paid boatloads of money?
It's got to be, man, because I mean, getting that draw and attention, I'm sure there's like a marketing team now that takes over and doesn't quite do that, but there are probably window display people, and that's a big deal, especially in like New York City, man, because of foot traffic and what you're going to see there. You got to be drawn in.
It's this whole movie. So I don't even think we got to, like, we talked about James Spader as one of the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Then the security guard's a bad guy. He's a bigot.
Yes, we haven't even gotten to him.
And what's his name again?
No.
Bailey, right? G.W. Bailey?
G.W. Bailey.
Who played the sergeant in Police Academy, who was kind of a dick.
He was the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just all around. He's just kind of a dick, and he works.
Pretty much.
He's a bigot. Then you have the other department store that's more successful. That boss who gets annoyed and wants Jonathan to come work for him to get his window dressings.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that Roxy, Jonathan's girlfriend, works for. None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
We haven't even introduced yet the girlfriend from the other department store.
From Illustra.
Yeah, Illustra. Oh, my God. She's the only one, in my mind, who's like making the most logical sense. I'm not saying everything she does is the most logical.
Yeah.
But overall, she's like, you're falling in love with a mannequin?
She's
Like,
the
what?
clearest character arc you can see because I can relate to hers more because I can't relate to anybody else. Near as much, well, maybe Estelle Getty. Like from a position of power, I could see that. But
Yeah.
that's a stretch. Beyond that, at least with Roxy, it's like, no, man, your man is going crazy. He's basically convinced that he's in love with this mannequin. He's convinced he's ruining and throwing his life away from your perspective. You know, I could see that from her perspective. So I get her character and some of the actions. You know, he stands her up at one point, so she's pissed. So she leans towards the weird freaking dude who's been making uncomfortable advances the whole fucking movie.
Oh my god!
Man,
before
Armand,
she even,
her coworker Armand,
who right out of the gate is hitting on her. Right out of the gate.
She's on the phone with her boyfriend, and he's just talking shit the whole time and being uncomfortable, being like weirdly close.
There it is. This right here, this picture that you guys are looking at. He walked in and found him like this. Now, I'm not saying that's not he found him in an uncompromising
it's a weird spot.
But he found a weirdo at night laying with a mannequin. And his response was, I'm going to punch him in the kidney.
An employee, no less. No idea what his involvement is.
Thank God they didn't give this guy a gun.
Seriously.
There would be hate crimes every night at this department store. Poor Hollywood would have been shot years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
So again, they're not hired by Illustra yet. And their grand scheme is, we're going to steal the mannequin. So how are they going to do it? Let's see. Oh, that's right. They're going to mow people down in their car to try and get to him in this grand car chase. He's mad. So what is his response? Being quiet and following? Murder somebody.
Murder. He's thinking murder. He immediately goes to murder that then starts some sort of bullet-like car chase through New York City as he's just trying to just knocking out people. Just really, he's got to have killed at least 3 pedestrians.
And at what point does James Spader say, you know what? You are not the right man for the job.
Never.
I'm going to hire somebody else, because they still work together. And I think my favorite part of this is when they go through and he can't remember which mannequin it is. So they steal every female mannequin in the store.
They just take them all. And then they say they've taken every female mannequin, and they immediately go to a shot from outside and you see 2 female mannequins in the window. And I'm like, well, you've lied to me now.
Not everyone then, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it becomes this whole huge thing. Like, you have to save this mannequin's life. I guess life.
Sure.
And it just becomes this whole race to get there. Yeah. So Roxy, poor Roxy just wants to throw this mannequin and be done with it. So she goes to throw it in the shredder.
In this giant shredder. This
conveyor belt
giant dumpster shredder combo in the 7th floor basement of a it's ridiculous, man. This department store is giant.
It is. Yeah. Oh,
this is bigger than most malls I used to go to or have ever been to.
So let me ask you this. All right. Again, we're at a point where nobody has seen that Emmy, the mannequin, is actually real.
Or Egyptian.
No, I don't care. Once they do see she's real, you can't tell she's Egyptian. Whitewash the movie.
But she's got an accent at one point, like half of one.
Maybe the director's from Philly, and that's why there's so many problems in this. This is just everyday living.
Everyday living in Philly. Yeah, whatever. We say shit. Get over it.
I feel like Philadelphia, the people from Philadelphia were offered central air in everybody's house to be put in for free, and they were still like, nah, fuck that. We want window units. That's how stubborn Philadelphia is on every front.
That sounds about right. And I mean, honestly, if you watch this, man, Roxy, the more I'm thinking about this now, knowing the Philly tie-in, Roxy is almost just like Dee from Always Sunny.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's why the 80s were just a nightmare.
Terrifying. OSHA, dude, the OSHA problems. You want to talk about other workplace violations. OSHA issues out the butt.
Maybe we should get out of roasting movies and just go into OSHA violations in movies. Because there's so many we can go through.
How completely unsafe this whole work environment is.
So everything gets tied up in a nice little bow for almost everybody.
Almost everybody.
And basically the ending of this movie comes down to, and we'll kind of cover this before we get into the nightmare that happens. Everybody shows up at that back room where the shredder is. They somehow have proof of, everybody committing like incredulous crimes.
Because there's a videotape. There's always a videotape at the end. It's straight Scooby-Doo ending, man. Estelle Getty comes in and rips everybody's masks off.
Yeah. And then and now Emmy is real.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, they kidnapped me. And literally everybody's like, what are you talking about? Who are you?
Yeah.
Because they know, because there was no kidnapping. Because in reality, you were a mannequin when they took you. Now there's maybe theft. And how much could a mannequin cost? Is it grand larceny? I doubt it.
Well, when you take all of them, and apparently they're super heavy. They changed density. Density changing mannequins were a big thing in the 80s.
No.
And they cost a lot of money.
One was. Maybe two. I forget who was the star of the second movie.
I wonder how messed up would it be if there was some other mannequin with like the spirit of some other like maybe Greek girl who had prayed to the gods and got turned into a mannequin and she got shredded in one of those machines. How fucked up is that now?
Well, I can tell you how fucked up it is because the janitor seems to think that it could happen.
The janitor is convinced that that's in fact what is happening.
Yeah, and he ain't taking no for an answer. I found a woman.
Yep.
A real live woman who's
Indeed.
unconscious.
Yep.
So you would think in any other way in America where that, isn't Brock Turner, might have turned around and been like, let's help this woman who's in a dumpster and real. Even if you think she was a mannequin at some point in life.
Yeah.
Oh, she's unconscious. Let me help her.
Let me see if she's all right. Let me see if she's breathing. Let me just make sure she isn't cut or anything or any like terrible laceration. Yeah, just, verify the lady's all right.
Nope. Let's get gritty with it. It's
getting gritty with it.
It's a miracle. A miracle.
Oh my God.
Stop it. That was enough.
That's a no.
And now he's still assaulting her. They are strolling down the fucking ramp.
Poor Roxy has been sexually assaulted throughout this entire thing.
Yep.
And what does she get for it? She loses her job.
She loses her job. Yeah.
Why? What did she do to lose her job over everyone else?
It's a really good question. You've got a lot of good questions.
Literally everybody else should not be working.
Because they painted her to be the bad person because she was the one who was, well, I mean, admittedly, she did try to kill her.
But she didn't.
Hold on.
She tried to shred a mannequin that she thought her... no,
I understand the motivation. I am not saying that her motivation wasn't in the right place. If that was only a mannequin, and if it did not have a soul inhabiting it, who happened to be the love of this man's life, bro, I would completely be with you and on board. But because we know that it's real, it's painted in a certain way that Roxy is the villain.
I get that. Because it's painted in the Philadelphia way. I want to know where this director is from. Because she even is like taken aback when she finds out that she's a real woman. Like when she finally sees her there, she's shocked. And then when she gets fired from her job because she's still trying to put two and two together, how this is a real person now, she's just horrified.
Yep.
So the real victim here is Roxy.
I agree with that. I think Roxy gets screwed over the most.
Oh, actually, no. You know who the real victim is? Us, the viewers, are the real victim of this debacle.
Having to invest this many hours of our lives, even just minutes, the sheer minutes to have to watch something that's just absolute drivel makes me remember exactly how bad it was so long ago, how much further we've come and how much further we have to go. Thanks a lot for that terrible placeholder, Mannequin.
Yeah. But thank you, Stacy, for asking us to watch Mannequin. Our Patreon member We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. We appreciate you putting this movie in, because as much of a mess as it is, I'm glad we got to rewatch it and pick it apart, especially with the, being able to kind of throw one at Philadelphia.
That came out of nowhere, but I was super happy it worked out so well.
We really did. So, guys, this is Plot Roast. This is our weekly show where we're going to pick apart a movie, have a lot of fun with it, and hopefully you guys are too. The next movie up comes from our patron, Tim. Thank you, Tim, for putting in Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
A movie we both like.
Yeah. Oh, look, Stacey, I like Mannequin. I think it's a terrible movie, and watching it now, I see it way more problematic than it was, but it's still got the perfect amount of cheese. So I love it. So Halloween Kills, I'm not super excited about having to destroy, but I kind of am.
It's going to be easy to do too. It really is. But so make sure you join us next week for that. Hopefully you enjoyed Mannequin. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button here on the YouTube channel. We appreciate you. And check out our podcast, the Scene Snobs Podcast, which is live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on the Scene Snobs YouTube channel. Or you can listen to it on all podcast platforms right after the show. Casey and I have a lot of fun doing it. He's great at it. I'm even better. No, I'm just kidding. I'm nowhere near, but we have such a great time. Two best friends talking about the things they love. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let Casey take it away. Go ahead, man.
Thank you, my friend. A pleasure as always. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thanks to all of our Patreon members who get this first big exclusive look. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. And have a good night.
I can't say it better myself, so I'm not gonna. Just join the Discord. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. I'm the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan. You can check out the Scene Snobs Podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, or all podcast platforms afterwards. Also on our YouTube channel, you can check out great shows like Real Combat, the ultimate debate show for movie lovers, mixed movie picks with new recommendations every week, Geek Fest live every Sunday night, and new movie reviews and news all the time. Like and subscribe, then hit the notification bell so you know when all of our new episodes drop. Thank you so much to all of our amazing Patreon supporters, with whom this would not be possible. They help keep the lights on and support us in such big ways. If you would like to become a supporter on our Patreon and take advantage of all the perks like monthly giveaways, early access, and so much more, head on over to the Scene Snobs Patreon page and just sign up on one of our 2 tiers. Join our awesome community of geeks, movie lovers, and so much more, and join up on our Discord. The Scene Snobs Discord is now live, and you can head over to thescenesnobs.com for links to there and more. The Scene Snobs merch store is now open with original fun designs that are available on all different types of merch and apparel. Check out thescenesnobsmerch.com. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media accounts like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so many more. We have fun updates, topics, we talk about collectibles, and so much more on there. It's a great time. You can find all of our links to everything on thescenesnobs.com or on our Linktree, which are down in the descriptions below. Thanks again, everyone. Stay tuned and stay geeky.